Yo, you're rocking with your boy Bros from PodcastHead, where we discuss any and everything. Be sure to tap into our live shows every Tuesday for our Pass the Aux show and every Thursday for our Thriller Thursdays, when we dive into relationships and much more. So you was asking Solo about the about us having, like, me having a daughter and stuff like that.
Yeah. So the question I asked you was pertaining to, now that you have a daughter. Mm-hmm. What sport would you feel like your daughter will be prohibited from playing?
I don't think it's necessarily. I mean, of course, football for sure. To be honest with you, I'm trying to keep my son away from football, bro. I'm trying to steer him in a direction. I mean, he don't really do a whole lot of sports. I feel like it's easier, like, because like we don't want to like get in the way of our children, right? Mm-hmm. We talked about that one episode, but we don't want to get in their way in terms of like doing what they want to do, but. For pushing him towards sports, I push him towards like baseball. You know what I'm saying? Baseball it's like one of the highest paying guaranteed sports that you can play. It's a lot less contact, really, unless you get hit with the ball or get into a fight out there.
I think it's a boring sport to watch. It's a boring sport to watch on TV, but it's a great sport to watch in person.
And
That's
play.
what I feel.
And play.
Yeah,
like softball, man, like working. Yeah, that softball, it's fun, man.
Yeah, I feel like when you involved, it's cool. But like, I can't just watch a baseball game on TV. I just can't be like, okay.
Nah.
But if I'm at a game, it's probably like the interaction with people, getting the popcorn, throwing all this. It's probably fun like that. But that's just my personal opinion. But in terms of my daughter, man, like the only thing I can say is like football. But everything else, I mean, women play. They do all the stuff. No, don't get it twisted. I think they're amazing. I think they can do some amazing things in these sports. Mm-hmm. However, I just feel like we're pushing the limits with certain things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're going a little too far with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because it's almost like this. It's like almost like a oxymoron. We're not allowed to hit women. Right, we're not allowed to do certain things, but we're not allowed to hit women. But now we're about to put them in the ring with us to fight.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, are we going against the morals and standards of what we preach? Like, don't put your hands on me, but okay, I'm about to get in the ring with you, and you want to box me. But now watch this. If I knock you clean out, am I wrong? Ooh, you just hit it.
Right.
Am I wrong for that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
in boxing, there is Claressa Shields. She's a phenomenal boxer. And she actually she's called one opponent out already, and Keith Thurman. She wants to fight him in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Now she trains. Now training and actually fighting is different, right? Because when you train boxing, you still getting hit, you getting tagged, but a lot of them sometimes aren't going full force, and sometimes you're training with headgear on and stuff like that. Not to say that she can't, because I'm sure that she can. She's a phenomenal boxer, but just no man wants to see that. You know what I'm saying? If that were to happen, now it could happen the opposite, right? She can get in there and she can knock him out. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to make sure I'm clear.
I like how you're.
Yeah, I want to make sure I'm clear, man. It's not this. My stance on it isn't whether a woman can do X, Y, and Z. That's not the thing. It's there's different levels of like you call it man strength. Like I'm
gonna tell you something. Levels. I'm gonna tell you this. I grew up learning how to box and going into that, and it's not a game. That's why that's the reason why they have weight classes. It's not cool to go into a thing and thinking you're gonna fight somebody. Now, granted, you're 120 pounds. And then you want to go in here and fight this man who's 170 pounds, 180, and he's stronger than you. He's faster than you, and he hits hard. I mean, I don't think people realize how hard people can hit. You know what I mean? Especially out of the weight class. Like, I'm not even going to lie to you. I was sparring with this one dude who was big, and I thought he grazed me. That graze, I was like, if he landed that, oh my God. So this is the thing. When and he used to spar actually with Riddick Bowe. Because Riddick Bowe's from Maryland. So I was thinking to myself, like, and Riddick Bowe can actually fight really well, which is surprising. That's why he was a professional fighter. And he would tell me Riddick Bowe hit hard. So I'm thinking like this. If you hit hard and you're not a known person and you sparred with him, just imagine what Mike Tyson or somebody does when they hit you. Like, I don't want to get hit there. I don't want that type of pressure. I don't want my rib cage to be on that side when I'm finished with you, because I thought I could take you. And then you got grown men in camera saying, you do not want to go in the ring with that man if you're not ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, I think we're pushing the limits on certain sports.
Yeah.
But like going back to the flag and certain things like that, I feel like, we can get away with that because in theory, if they were to get tackled, it can be a technical thing, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's not a head-on thing, or it's not a situation where it's like, you're actually getting tackled. So I feel like there's certain sports that you got to tread lightly on.
Yeah.
That's just me.
The last two things I'll say too is just like there's a balance, right? Because I want to make sure that it's not coming across that we're saying and like women can't do things, because there's some women out here who can fold some dudes too. You know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying?
That is very well true.
It's not that, but
It's very well true.
The deeper thing for me,
Yeah.
the deeper thing that some people are not thinking about is when you're introducing the transgender and that situation into to the opposite sex, is what their experience is going to be like, right? From their teammates or from the fans and those kinds of things, because you got a woman who feels like she's a man in a locker room with other dudes, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like,
There's just so many factors with it, because I feel like it goes back to that man strength you were talking about, right? Let's just say a power lifter, right? You got a woman who's a power lifter, she's very strong, and then you got a man who's a transgender in there, and he's a power lifter, and he's super strong. Like, you know what I mean? It's just so many different Now, don't get it twisted. Like when we were growing up, we used to have the girls wanting to play basketball, and some of the girls would be cooking the dudes. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's a different sport to where it's not, that level. You know what I mean? But I feel like maybe should there be weight classes with this? If we're going to do that, should there be certain things where like, okay, look, or would that be considered sexist? Because you can't really call it sexist if they're in the boxing room and like, hey, we already got this for men and women. So it would be fair for you that if you're going to fight this person, it's best to fight in your weight class then, versus you trying to call somebody out who may be 30 pounds, heavier than you or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, there should always be weight classes, but, I don't know. I just think they should just stay away from it, my opinion. But yeah. So we'll move on to the next topic. I'm not sure how many. I'm a big music head, so I pay attention to a lot of the stuff that's going on. So I'm pretty sure everybody's kind of seen and heard about the big three, and Kendrick dropped another verse going at.
He put another one out?
No, not another one. He just, because I say another one because the first one that sticks out in my mind is his verse on Big Sean's Control. I don't know if y'all remember that track and what he did, but that he went in on that. But this one, he went again. He's said some stuff about Drake and going at him and J. Cole. And then,
are they? Is it like kind of like a beef type of thing, or is
it's
it like,
not? I mean, so. And that's kind of where this article is going. Well, like some people, because I watch Joe Budden's podcast sometimes, and he had
Joe Budden.
he had a different approach to J. Cole. He just put out a diss track to Kendrick's as a response, right? I mess with the response.
Yeah.
I think he went in. I think it was the dope response. But for like Joe's take on it was, he thought it was too soft, too friendly. You know what I'm saying? But I don't. My stance on it is, Cole and Kendrick, like they're actually like they're cool. You know what I'm saying? It's not that kind of beef. I can't speak for Kendrick and Drake. I don't know what they're. But Cole and Kendrick were supposed to do an album together at one point. You know what I'm saying?
And when you look at Cole and Kendrick, their wordplay is impeccable.
Yeah.
Like, you literally have to break down what they saying, because you might not get it the first time. You got to listen to it maybe 2, 3, 4 more times.
But don't sleep
like,
on.
dang.
Look. You sound like a Drake sleeper.
No. Drake do.
Okay.
I'm not taking nothing away from it, but
some people are. They be like, "Oh, Drake ain't got no bars. He got bars."
Yeah,
so.
I'm not taking nothing away from Drake. Nah, not by any means. But my thought process, and when I'm listening, Kendrick and Lamar stuff, I got to listen to it like 2 times.
I think the difference between the two is Drake has, this may sound, he's gotten more and more commercial with his stuff, to where he's doing music for his fans or for whatever, right? To where Kendrick Lamar is doing music for what he loves. And that's why his music is so deep, and he's like so far advanced with stuff, because he's not really trying to go with what's hot. You know what I'm saying? Like if you listen to Drake's music is similar, but it's like the same at the same time. You know what I mean? It's like indifferent a little bit, but it's basically it goes with every other artist is out there. You know what I'm saying? Where Kendrick Lamar is not like that. He's in his own lane. So I feel like with the music thing is like they have all had their own right. They've all accomplished their music in their own right. And you're right. Drake is very lyrical because he comes from the rap battle world, like the battle rap, right? He's in tune with that.
Not Drake.
Yeah, Drake. Yes.
Well, he's tapped into battle rap.
He's tapped into battle rap.
He didn't come from battle rap.
Well, the reason why I say that is because if you go back to some of the old videos, he's always there. Before he was getting big, he was always in the midst of it. So the reason why I'm saying is that he's around a lot of lyrical people. So I feel like he is very lyrical, but because he's so commercial, that's not what they want from him. They don't want that Drake. They don't want that lyrical Drake. They want the singing Drake. They want the Drake that's that, to where Kendrick Lamar can go that route, but he sticks to what he knows, which is that's what makes him who he is, which makes him special. So
yeah. But he dropped some. I don't know if y'all heard is the Scary Hours. I think Scary Hours 3, the latest one, or 2, 3, one of them. And he put some stuff on there on the second one because he released another one after they came out with some reviews about how it sounded or whatever, and he had threw on some extra tracks on the back end. And
who's this, Drake?
Yeah, he released it like a deluxe version of it with some other stuff. But he was saying some stuff. But yeah. To my
point.
Yeah, my point, my stance in terms of what Joe was saying, I think J. Cole's response, in my opinion, was fine because he don't have no real beef with Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? It's a healthy battle, which I think is important for hip hop so it doesn't get there, right? That everybody likes the drama. They like to, you know what I'm saying? But
it's been going on for years. It's been going on for years when it comes to battle rap, and I think not battle rap, or just rap. And I think with us, we take it more seriously than they do.
Yeah,
we're making it something totally else. It's like it's not even like that. We just doing this for the fans. Yeah. We're doing it because it's almost like two dope people being in a boxing ring. Like, you know what I mean? We're gonna give you that excitement, and then when we get there, we're gonna it's all love.
You hug it out at the end. And that's what I get from. That's how I feel with J. Cole's response. You know what I'm saying? He's not taking no real shots, even though he got gun bars in the joint. You know what I'm saying? And even in actual battle rap. Because they say some disrespectful stuff
some straight
in battle rap, but it's all a part of the culture. You know what I'm saying? At the end of it, they always, for the most part, they always shake it out. You know what I'm saying?
Because there's money involved and it's politics and things, and it's a business.
Right?
People gotta understand. It's like wrestling. It's like anything. You know what I'm saying? It's not real until it's like. Now, when they take it off and they start going personal with it, then that's when you start realizing it. But and you can tell when it's personal, but you can tell like when it's just for like the love of what they do, the craft.
Right. Fact. All right. Next topic. So I'm not sure. Have y'all heard that Netflix trying to reboot Good Times?
No.
As an anime.
Oh my God.
They trying to reboot that. And surprisingly enough, who was it? Steph Curry's behind it. Well, I'll go into it. It says like everybody that's in it. So, it says Dynamite was certainly one way to describe the reaction of the trailer of Netflix's Good Times reboot, but that explosion of commentary certainly wasn't comprised solely of good reactions. Helmed by Carl Jones, known for his work on the controversial and 2000 series The Boondocks, the new Good Times boasts who's who of executive producers, including Norman Lear, Seth MacFarlane, and Stephen Curry, as well as big names like Yvette Nicole Brown, Wanda Sykes, Jay Farrow, and Marsai Martin in its voice cast. So it says, while the new series looks to offer a modernized and refreshed take on the classic sitcoms Evans Family, some have argued that they may be a little too fresh. So much so they're calling for a boycott of the show ahead of its April 12th arrival. And then they have a clip here. I'll post a link in there if y'all haven't seen it. If y'all can go check it out now, it's on YouTube.
Now my thing is, are you guys fans of these type of cartoons? Like, do you guys watch those type of cartoons?
I don't watch cartoons. I mean, I don't watch cartoons unless I'm watching it with my
might
kids or
catch an
something.
episode of Family Guy here and there or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I used to
I
watch
mean,
it.
it's not like something that I got to rush on.
Because it's kind of giving me Proud Family vibes. You know what Proud Family?
Mm-hmm. I heard. I don't even know if I've seen
heard
it.
it, but I don't think
I've heard of it.
Are you guys serious
Mm-hmm.
with the guy who be they got Cedric Entertainer in there and he's the uncle.
Yeah, I heard of it, but I never watched it though.
It's giving and you got Cedric Entertainer, you got Tommy Davidson playing the father.
Okay.
It's a funny cartoon. I think it's giving me those type of vibes. But my thing is, let me ask you this: do you feel like certain things shouldn't be touched? Certain shows,
of course. I haven't even.
Is this one of those things where it shouldn't be touched there? Right.
I agree. I mean, I understand. To some degree, they're trying to maybe bring that to the current generation or whatever their goal is, and it gets a little bit into some in the article. But yeah, some things definitely shouldn't be touched. I still haven't watched Coming to America 2 just because
I never watched that either.
I just think it's gonna be stupid.
I
ain't watched The New Color Purple either. You talked about that.
I feel like there are certain movies that just shouldn't be touched. Certain things that should. Now this is just me. Like there are shows that's gonna be funny to me, and I feel like there's certain shows that are not funny no more to me. I'm not trying to be funny. Like when I watch Good Times and stuff, I don't know if I may feel bad saying this, but I don't really crack a joke. I don't laugh. I just be smiling like okay, but like if it's Martin, I'm like
Martin.
I'm crying. I'm laughing.
You have to understand though. Also, like those times weren't our times. So to speak. You know what I'm saying? So like we're not going to kind of correlate with some of the things. Some of the things we can kind of correlate with, but some of it we might not. So it might not hit home like Martin. You grew up watching it. So
I honestly thought the segments that were funny about Good Times was when Marlon Wayans and then were remaking it. You know what I mean? Making it funny that's when I thought it was funny. But other than that, I'm like, can we go back and make that show funny for our times? That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not really that. To me, it's the show that was funnier and that time frame. Just for me. Was the Jeffersons and Sanford and Son. That's funny. To me, that was just a funny. Yeah,
Sanford and Son.
It's still funny to this day.
That joint on.
You still laugh. He's still funny to this day. But it's like, is it on the level of that? You see what I'm saying? I think Sanford and Son was the Martin of his time. Like of our generation, Martin was the funniest show. Sanford and Son at that time was the funniest show. I think over Good Times. I think Good Times was dope. Don't get it twisted. And we all have our moments with that show, but Sanford and Son was just comical. You know what I mean? It just had you crying, laughing. So I don't know.
True. Yeah. So the article goes in a little bit deeper. It says, so longtime Good Times fans may have already been on the fence at word of the iconic 70s show would be rebooted into an animated series, but nothing could have prepared them for the racy comedy that lines the Netflix trailer. It says it's laden with racial slurs, sexual innuendos, violent references, and more. The teaser proved the streamer's version of the classic Family flipped the original concept on its head, much to the chagrin of some viewers who took to change.org to launch a petition against it. It says the new Good Times animated series on Netflix is a glorified, stereotypical show that has damaged the image of the original Good Times Family show. It promotes violence, culture destruction of the black community, and alcohol abuse. It's time to put a stop to this nonsense that is portraying black Americans in a negative light through these shows. The petition reads, having collected over 2,000 signatures as of the time of this report. And then it says the less than welcoming sentiment is one shared by Bernadette Stannis, who played Thelma Evans on the original sitcom. She said, I did not know it was going to be the way it is. I thought it was going to be different. She said after sharing, she voiced a small part on the Netflix version. I guess they figured if you put us in there, it wouldn't look so bad or whatever. So,
wow.
You know.
I mean, and I can agree to an extent, right? Because I feel like, number one is this. That show was more of a show that was pertaining to the ghetto, things like family, but there was some pieces in there that was not so cool. I mean, and then we're dealing with a time frame too where there was racism was just put in the forefront in that TV show. You know what I'm saying? So if you really watch Good Times, You know what I mean? There was a lot of racist shows, seasons. So I feel like, we're trying to put our own spin in it from now, which I don't feel like if that's the case, if it's going to be called Good Times, it should be something where it's relating to now and not using the same characters. Then, if you're going to do that and relate it to the day, do it that way. Then just bring it up to date. But then again, that's going to be another Boondocks. That's going to be another. You know what I'm saying? So I think what they're doing is, when it comes to the drugs and stuff like that, they're dealing with what really happened in the ghetto around that time. You know what I mean? Maybe. But do I agree with it? No, because at the end of the day, it's like you're taking something that was supposed to be positive, but everybody can't relate to Good Times. Everybody couldn't relate to that. You know what I mean? And I think that's the reason why they try to take the father out the picture. Let's make it more relatable. You know, because everybody don't got to. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, there's so many things you could look at with that variable with this TV show. So,
well, listen to what Bros just said. Like they broke it down. Like it's not Good Times. They did their own spin, and to hear that people aren't even in agreement with it, and now hearing the way that they making it sound like it's going to be, like they just totally like trashed the original concept and made up their own new concept. In which I will say this: we all know Seth MacFarlane. Writes some very crazy stuff. If you watch Family Guy or you watch any of those other shows that he's produced, dude can go way left. I'm not taking nothing from him. He's a great producer, but I'm just saying he could go left.
And that's expected with him. You know what I mean? That's something if he's going to be the writer, that's something you should expect from him. So at the end of the day, it's kind of like,
maybe that wasn't the right.
Do you even entertain it? Like, okay, like, so it's like, that's almost like if you know somebody's like that, I'm immediately say no then, right? That's just almost let's do the guy that made Django. What's my man?
Quentin Tarantino.
His movies are edgy. You know that. So are you going to give him an idea knowing that he's going to do that? Like you just know, okay, this guy's going to take your movie. You got to be prepared what he's going to do with it because it's going to be some stuff in there that you're not going to like. So it goes back to that. Whoever pitched that idea to him, they should automatically say, you know, we didn't agree with it. We're not going to do it. Take me out of it. And if you take one person out of it, then you automatically, it changes Good Times. It doesn't make that, because you got to have the whole cast or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So.
And I don't know, maybe, and I'm not, you know.
Did you see the trailer?
Watching no, I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to check it out. I'm not promoting watching the show, right? But I am maybe after watching maybe certain episodes to kind of see exactly where they're going, because the trailer, I don't know who put the trailer together, but maybe they didn't do a good job of, you know, maybe it's just highlighting all the bad stuff, you know what I'm saying? But because you got some black actors and actresses that are behind it, Wanda Sykes, Jay Farrow, they're involved as voiceovers and stuff. But then you got, you know, Steph Curry, he's helping to produce the thing, you know, I don't know, but
and then it could be the point to where, like, they're, like you said with the trailer, right? To piggyback off of the trailer, they're probably using negative stuff because we're so used to coming to negative stuff. Everything around us is negative. Like, if it's positive, who gonna want to watch it? I don't want to watch that. But if it's something negative, oh, this may be good. You know what I mean? Because we can relate to that or whatever. And everybody ain't trying to relate to a lot of negative.
But the point is, though, is that they're using negative stuff when it comes to us. Not, you know what I'm saying? That's what one of the underlying points is of
the show.
And not only that, but just changing the show in general. So, but we'll see.
Yep.
B, you want to hit that next one?
Lord have mercy. Which one was that?
I think you put that one in there. Does looking, this next topic, does looking a certain way contribute?
You want to go into that right now?
Yeah, why not? Because we got 6 minutes.
Well,
go ahead and hit it.
We can go into it real quick. Okay. So, Solo Swang and myself was talking on the ride coming to you this morning, and
5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, we was talking about, okay, we did a video. Make sure y'all check it out on TikTok. And in the video, I'm literally towering over this brother, right? So I'm like, dang. So he mentions to me, I was telling him a story about my son and how one of his friends came to the house and he didn't speak. And he was like, Brian, you have to realize you're a big dude. Like, I guess, you know, people look at you differently. They're going to be scared to talk. So I had to take a step back and really think about it. Like, dang, after looking at the video with you and I in it and thinking about things, I was like, dang, maybe people are afraid to approach me. But I said, does looking a certain way contribute to the way you're treated? And I guess that's in all aspects of life, right? Like, do you treat people differently just because they look a certain way? Like because I'm tall and I'm a little bit heavier and I'm black. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah.
Does that make you not want to speak to me?
Yeah, it's so many.
You know what I'm
For
saying?
some people, it does. Depends on. I would say it depends on, largely how you were brought up as well. But also, size does play a factor in certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody who may be as tall as you. You know what I'm saying? Talking to someone, you got bullies picking on somebody smaller than them versus someone that's equal size and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like society, TV. Yeah. Society, TV has put that stigma on everybody, right? Until you say something like, let's give a prime example. Like, I was watching the old movie Willow. Y'all know Willow's the little dude in the movie, right? But he's the one that saves the world, whatever, in the movie. But he was being picked on because of his height. You know what I'm saying? So you already have an image of somebody. When you see somebody short or real small, you start to chuckle, you start to make jokes. When you see somebody big like Brian, Big Glenn, the first thing you think of is two things. He's either good in sports or he can fight. You know what I'm saying? Like really, like I'm not going and talk to him, and don't let him have a high pitched voice, because if he has a high pitched voice, then you're gonna really be laughing like this big dude got a high pitched voice, because you automatically think a big dude that's big like him got a high pitched voice, and you got a short guy that's 3 feet tall got a deep voice. You're like, so it's we have this image of how we see people, and we. One thing that my father always taught me growing up: never judge a book by its cover, because you don't know what that person got, you don't know what the person can do. And I think what happens is, like I said, we already got this image, and like I was telling B Glenn, because B was like, we were raised differently, which I agree. He was like, we were raised different too. When a kid comes to your house and they should say hello, yes sir, no sir. I said, but okay, you're over 6 feet tall, you 200 and something pounds, and it's your house, and you're not saying anything, and you come outside, you could have been like, hey, make sure you get that whatever. The kid may not be like, how you doing, sir? Like,
right.
He's not going to want to say nothing because he's automatically intimidated. So it just depends on the individual. But I do feel like our character, like the first impressions, can be very, and it even goes with pictures, right? Like, say for instance, I know for me, if you just seen a picture of me, you wouldn't know how I act, because people wouldn't know that I'm a very humorous person. But my pictures don't show that. My pictures show that this dude is always serious. I'd heard that so many times. This dude, you so serious, man. Do you ever crack a joke? I'm like, well, if you come in my lives, if you come in my thing, I'm always making jokes. Yeah. I just never like my smile.
Right.
That's just me person. But you would judge me because on the first impression, like he don't, you know what I'm saying? But that was just my take on it. What's your take on it?
I mean, what you think, B?
What do you mean? As far as Solo?
Yeah.
Looking at him, would I think that? I don't. It's hard to say because I've known him for 20 plus years. So it's hard to say, But I don't know what somebody else would think looking in. But I
didn't know him. I think that though. He was serious because how he looked all the time.
Yeah. You don't take many pictures smiling either.
No, he always mugged.
Yeah.
I never liked my smile, so people automatically thought that I was always serious, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Listen up, son.
Yeah. They said that to me too, though.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a tourist thing.
Maybe it is.
Yeah,
Maybe it is.
Tourist thing.
Yo, this your boy, bros. Thanks for tuning in to Podcast Head. We had another good episode. Please make sure you tap into our Thriller Thursdays and our Pastor Aux on Tuesday, where we talk about relationships and much more.
Hey, and like I always say, tell a friend to come on in, and we can be friends. You dig?
This your boy Solo Swing. You can catch us on all platforms: TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, and on Facebook. We making moves, y'all. Y'all be blessed.
We out.
Hey, if you enjoyed that content, check out more of our videos on YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, and more. Support the grind. Podcast Head, baby. You know what it is.